Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using below, they're listed below. Dice and decks I'm using are listed below, sorry. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? Oh, well, you're ending with the Two of Cups, so that's a good thing. Is anything really, well, no. There's a question mark here. You know what you want. You don't have it. I feel like that's a very simple way to look at this. You know what you want. It's not what you have. I don't want to keep saying that through this whole reading. I feel like they're saying that's the big point. That's the whole point about what comes next and the choice to have next. The choice to have. Because you won't actually give yourself the ability to make the choice if you're shutting down. You'll just kind of stay in what you're in, one way or another. And it's not about who's physically around you and what you're physically connected to. It's about, say for example, say this was a job and maybe you move on from this job. But if you're not letting yourself go towards what you actually want, you'll just find another job with the same type of energy. Not worth it. Could be the same thing with a relationship type thing. There's like, you know what you want, but if you're not letting yourself go towards it or believing you can have it, you won't get it. You'll just keep going in the same circle with the same type of energy. You're not moving past it. You know what you want, you don't currently have it, is what I keep getting. It doesn't mean that whatever you currently have, that it can't become what you want, but there's something here that's not allowing it to become what you want. Something is not, I don't have what I want. I keep getting that I don't have what I want. There's little moments, little sparks here and there where I start to feel like I could have it. I could go towards it, but you're shutting it down and moving away from it. For some, it's clearly your business, but I keep getting like, I'm not letting myself get what I actually want. It shows up, I think about it, but then I'm like, no, forget it. And there may be a very good reason where you feel like, no, I'm not allowed to do that. Let me just roll the dice on that one, because I'm like, you're making the decision you're making for a reason, obviously. Loyalty, and it may feel like the structure isn't there to get what I actually want, and I need to be loyal to what I have. It's funny, at this point in the reading, I'm kind of like, well, if that's how you feel and that's where you are, well, then what are we really going to say about it? But they're saying, well, hold on. Hold on, because you know how life does what life does. Aquarius knows that. Like, you guys are very smart, and you've seen it happen to other people. It's happened in your own life. And you could try to keep it where it is, and you can do everything right, but you're the one creating your experience. Other people are doing what they're doing too, and things happen. It's one of those things where, hey, if I'm loyal to the job and I keep doing what I'm supposed to do and I put in all the effort and I bend over backwards for them, they'll be loyal to me, right? And then the company gets sold, and it's kind of like, uh-oh, new thing going on here, new situation going on here. I was loyal to the previous owners. The current owners, they don't care how loyal I was to the last owners. This is their ball of wax, not the other person's. Uh-oh, now what? Because Yeah, things are about to change. And I feel like when this reading is coming to you within the next 2 months, things are going to start happening that are going to change the whole situation. And I'm getting when it originally happens, you're not going to like it. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing for you, but you're not going to be like, I didn't choose that. I was handling this a certain way for a certain reason. This is not what I was looking for. And judgment is coming in. Judgment is coming in, and a change is coming. Um, it it's if this reading hits, it's going to happen either way. It doesn't matter that you're watching this reading. Watching this reading isn't making it happen. It's happening because it's happening. And the point of this reading is to put you in a position of power that when it happens, you're kind of like, all right, before I repeat what I've already done that apparently isn't working for you anyway, how about we do this a different way? There's like a very familiar, very this is what I'm used to, very groove area oriented situation to where if I'm not paying attention, I'm literally just going to repeat what I've already done. Um, and it's all about paying attention. You got a lot going on in your life. And if this is taking up your energy and that's taking up your energy and this over here too, you may think about this situation a little bit, but it's almost like I just got to fix it. I just got to fix it. And then if I fix it, I'm going to put it back to what it was. And again, you know what you want, and this isn't it. This literally isn't it. But for some reason, I feel like I'm used to it, so I keep going back to it. And it's just highlighting that. Wait a minute, yeah, that's not working. Why am I repeating the same thing? What other options do I have here? You can find the options. It's just zeroing in and going, wait a minute. Before I do that again, I don't want to do that again. But there's a reason, especially if it's like a job situation, kind of like I need to pay the bills. I get hired in these jobs fairly easily. I don't really want this type of job, but I can have this and it'll fix that problem. Let's just go into that and do it. It's up to you what you feel is right. But if it's whatever the situation it is, if it fails and you have to go in a different direction anyway, this would be a great time, a great moment for you to kind of shift viewpoints and do something a little different, going more towards what you actually want versus what I feel like you may kind of accept that you're stuck with. The end is coming one way or another. The death card is showing up. If this reading is hitting, it's showing up. Like this could end up happening and you could end up just repeating. That's a possibility. I hope for better for you. The other way, how to make the other thing happen is a little bit I don't know. How will Aquarius feel in this moment? Can we get like an idea? Does it even matter? Does it even matter? That's going to be where it is. So if it's a job situation, so like if you're around my age, which I'm 50, 40s, 50s, something like that, it's kind of like I could try a new career, but like I've done this for so many years, and then how long would I be in that career? And we could go that whole route. There's a moment here where I feel like you're going to be stuck, kind of like, does it even matter? Does it even matter? Like, and I would say, even if you're my age or even older, maybe your 60s, in your 60s or whatever, it's up to you. How long do you think you're going to be doing whatever you're doing? Is it worth it for you or is it not? That's for you to decide. There's a lot of value here going a different direction, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like you have to decide, is it worth me repeating or is it worth me doing it differently to finally get what I actually want? I do get something with, there might be a relationship ending for some of you. And it, for some reason, I don't know why you wouldn't allow yourself to have what you want, but there's something here kind of like, maybe there's social constraints, maybe there's something else, maybe this is like, well, if I tried to date somebody like that, I would get this type of guff or that type of, or this person would have a problem with that or whatever. Could be something like that, I don't know. But also, I also feel like, you know, as long as it's out there in the open and there's nothing illegal about it, whatever that means, then why not? That, you know, why not? I feel like from the outside, it's at least worth trying. at least worth researching. So instead of just saying immediately, like, no, do a little research. What would it take to make that happen? How much of your time would it take? How much of your resources would it take? How much happier would you be if you got what you wanted? So it's almost like if it's a job ending, we'll go that way again. I go the direction where it's like, maybe it's going to take me 4 years to get this degree, and then I'm going to have to start at a new company, but I have to start at a new company anyway. So say it sets you back 4 years. I'm going to be working 4 years longer than I would have, but this is 4 years that I'd be happy versus 4 years of, like, so like say you're going at 55. I could go into another job and say you have to work another 15 years just for argument's sake. Just for argument's sake. I could do 15 years at what I don't like and then I'll be done with it. Or I could do this other path. It's going to take me another 19 years before I get to the finish line. But those are 15 years I'd be doing what I want versus what I feel like I have to do. It's up to you, whatever seems right. You don't have to do anything. I feel like that's obvious. I feel like that's very obvious. But how much value is there? How much is it going to really set you back? There's a choice to be made. There's some work to be done. There's also a lot more happiness here, a lot more serenity. Excuse me. By going in the direction I want, it's kind of like whatever the years are I have left for whatever I need to do, it's about the peace of knowing that I'm at least where I want to be. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen in 5 minutes, but is it worth the effort? And I feel like I'm nervous, like, well, yeah, but what if I get there and it turns out it wasn't as good as I thought? Could it still be better than what you have? That's the question. There's a really, there's something here where I have to connect to others, and there will be some fallout. The question is, how heavy is that fallout? There will be fallout. Yeah, I'm not going to, I feel like I should be careful. I don't want to act like there's not. I also feel like for the people watching that this is hitting with, I feel like that's obvious. Like, yeah, there will be some fallout for that. For you doing what you want. For you finding your brand of happiness. But will it satisfy your basic need for where you want to be? The Two of Cups shows up and the Two of Wands. Other people may not like it. Other people may find this very, I hate to say the word loathsome, but I keep getting that. Like, it upsets their apple cart. Like, Aquarius, you weren't allowed to make that decision. Aquarius, I can't make that decision, and if I can't make that decision, you certainly can't make that decision either. Well, guess what? Yes, you can. And guess what? If they can't, that's their problem. Whatever reasons they're blocking themselves in, well, maybe they can't, and that's their problem. That's not your problem. I know that's cold, but it's still the truth. Sorry. It's all about, is it worth at least going for the happiness you want? I keep getting that, like, even if it's not as good as you were hoping, it's still better than what you got. I don't know. You got to decide what's right for you. All right. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.